Hey, what's going on, guys? It's We the People here, coming to you with another episode of the Mystic Shot Podcast. So, in this episode, me and DoughyNut are gonna be talking about, excuse me, me and DoughyNut are gonna be talking about our feedback on the seasonal tournament that just happened last week. We go over how we individually came up with our lineups. I think DoughyNut in the episode, I think he said he went 4-2, and I ended up going 2-2, so I ended up losing the first match, but I ended up playing it all the way out, and I ended up I believe 4-5 at the end of it. So we were talking about how to make lineups and stuff like that. That's pretty much all that for the episode, to be honest. But I have before I let you guys go to the episode, I just have two announcements. First announcement: every single Wednesday now. No, I'm sorry, not Wednesday. Every single Tuesday, we're gonna be having a tournament. It's gonna be called the Mystic Shot Podcast Tournament. We're gonna be having a tournament at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hosted by me and DoughyNut. First place wins 25. Second place wins 15, I believe, and third place wins 5. So if you want to enter, I'm gonna leave links down below for the current tournament that's happening so I'm recording this on the 17th, so it's coming on the 19th, October 19th. So if you want to enter, links will be down below. I think I had one more thing to say, but I kind of forgot. So, I guess if I remember, I'll put it in editing. But if not, you guys enjoy the podcast episode. All right. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Mystic Shot Podcast, episode 51. What's going on, guys? We took a hiatus. We took another long hiatus, but we're back. We got, of course, DoughyNut here with me.
Hey, what's up?
What's going on, bro? How you doing?
I'm doing well. Excited to be back on for 51. I'm 2 in a row now. I was on 50, now 51. Feels good. Feels good.
Row, fam. Are we going for the trip? Right? We're going for the triple.
I will show up as long as I'm invited. Maybe even one time where I'm not invited, I'll just jump in.
You'll just see it. You'll just see me streaming it, and you'll be like, "Yo, I want to jump on."
Like when I did to your tournament not too long ago. I was like, okay, I'm gonna cast.
Yo, that's so true. That's so true. I honestly, I was thinking casting is not that hard. Like I can play in the tournament and cast, right? No, no, definitely not. Do not. No. If you ever think about doing a tournament, don't try to cast it and be in it. Just do one or the other. But all right, let's get serious. So I appreciate everybody for joining us tonight. So I haven't recorded in a minute. Me and Dory were talking off air, and I was asking him about his podcast. He was just like, "Damn, I need to record for my podcast too." But to be honest, Runeterra is in this weird kind of space right now, where it's I know me personally, I love Runeterra. I love the way that the game is. It's just I don't know. It's just in a weird linear space for me. I don't know. Maybe I've just been playing too much, and I'm starting to feel like that burnout of just playing the game and just really enjoying everything that comes out. But how are you feeling about it, Dougie?
Actually, I think Runeterra for me right now might be the most enjoyable it's been. And that's saying something. I've been really enjoyed playing the game for I guess almost a year now. I've been playing. I really like this current set. There are 2 cards that I don't like that I can and will complain about. Aloof Travelers and Minimorph.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But other than those 2 cards, I'm having a great time. There are 30 competitive decks or more that are viable, which is great. I think the tournament meta is pretty good, which I'm sure we'll talk about later on.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm just really enjoying it. So I've been playing like quite a bit the last few weeks.
Nah, I feel you. But before we get into the main topic, I like to give any guest that I give on, I like to give them a chance to plug in. So if you would like to, put in those plugins so people can find you, people can know who you are. I mean, I have your name on the screen, but they don't know who you are, though. They have to.
Yeah, so I'm DoughyNut. And if you don't know me, it means you don't listen to the podcast too often. This is your first episode, so welcome. Or at least you didn't watch last week or 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
I'm DoughyNut. I stream on Twitch, playing Legends of Runeterra, of course. Although I put it in air quotes to the audio-only listeners because it's been a minute. You can find me on Twitch at xDoughyNut. xDoughyNut on everything.
Okay.
Find me there. Good news is that I'm finally like getting back into a place where we can start streaming regularly again. I'm gonna start streaming like 5 or 6 days a week. Moving forward from like 8:45ish p.m. Eastern until probably around midnight Eastern, between 5 and 6 days a week. So catch me out there. Follow me on Twitter. Banger tweets only, of course. Or no. and of course on Twitch, xDoughyNut on Twitch as well.
All right. So his links will be down below. I always leave any people that come on the podcast with me. I always leave their links down below. I don't mind sharing the love. It ain't nothing to me, bro. Whoever comes on by, I spread the love to it. So before, like I said, before one more announcement before we get into the, I guess it's like a mini topic, because I kind of wanted to do like a little Q&A, because like I said, we've been on a long hiatus, like 2 weeks. Then we did an episode, and I didn't really talk about much, but I have to remember to tell people to like, comment, and subscribe, of course. I have to, because if I don't, you guys won't do it, let's be honest. But what else? I think that was it. So mini topic. I mean, I have some questions here, but pretty much I personally have been I haven't really been doing the podcast lately, because like I said before, I kind of told you guys about it before I even asked the question. I've been feeling a little bit of burnout with Runeterra lately. Maybe just because, like I said earlier, it's probably because I've been grinding and just been playing the game OD for the last literally Runeterra is like a year, and like I forget when Runeterra actually came out. It's a year old for sure, but I forget like how many months. It's like a year and I want to say 6 months maybe.
Yeah, something like that.
So I've been playing Runeterra like nonstop since it came out. So I'm pretty sure at this point my mind is like, all right, you need to chill. like you need to relax. Like you need to, just relax, just chill. But I don't get me wrong, I still love Runeterra. Like Runeterra is my main card game. I don't think I would I played a bunch of card games, played Yu-Gi-Oh! I've played Vanguard, I've played Hearthstone a little bit here and there. I've played a bunch of card games, but Runeterra is just in a different round for me personally, and I can't. I'm always gonna come back to it. So it's one of my favorite card games. But also we've had a lot of people, like a lot of co-hosts that have been on here, like Swerve, like Lanup and stuff like that. And I know, especially people that watch it on YouTube or even people that listen to it on SoundCloud, people are like, wait, I just hear We the Peoples, like, and this DoughyNut guy, like, what happened to everybody else? So, a lot of those, like Swerve had he really couldn't, I'm not gonna say he couldn't handle, but he didn't really want to continue playing Runeterra as hard as like he wanted to. So he just took a complete break from the game. I don't know if he'll ever come back. Me personally, I have no idea. But
indefinite leave of absence.
basically, yes, he took an indefinite leave of absence, and I have absolutely no idea if he'll ever play Runeterra again. But you know, that's pretty much what happened with Swerve. And then with Lanop, I mean, if no one knows by the way he talks, he literally lives in Europe. So like he I feel like with him it was more about time zones, because for him he had to record at the time we had to record, it was like in the morning time, and I think for him it was like afternoon. So like he would have to give up his afternoons to record like once a week, and I guess asking somebody to do that it's a big deal. It's a big deal because people have lives, like people do stuff. So I could never get mad at Lano for, you know, being. He told me about how he wanted to, you know, move on and do something else, and to be honest, it's cool because him and Janky have a podcast, and then they invited us to the to the little what you call it? Damn, I just lost my train of thought. But they invited us to it was like this podcast get together, and they asked us these amazing questions and this Q&A, and I had a good time. Honestly. I was happy that they got together and were able to make the podcast and stuff like that. So but that's the story behind all the different co-hosts. And to be honest, right now, I don't know who the co-host is gonna be. Right now it's just me and DoughyNut. I mean, we're trying to figure out what the Mystic Shop podcast is gonna be. But I like being transparent with anybody that's listening, anybody that's watching, and you know, just in general, I like to give the story as raw as I can, and that's pretty much the story behind that. But moving forward, we're gonna be working crucially to create a lot more Runeterra content. I'm thinking about maybe it's like I don't really know how I would mash another kind of card game or another game in Mystic Shot podcast. Like I don't really know if I'm gonna do that, but I know for sure we're definitely gonna be talking about Runeterra 100%. And of course I got my brother here, DoughyNut. He'll definitely be joining me. So that's what I look forward to coming into the future. All right. I mean that's pretty much all I wanted to say. Doughy, did you have anything else that you wanted to talk about?
You mentioned Janky and Lanup's podcast. I believe that is entitled Voices of the Old Ones.
Yes.
So if any listeners want to check that out, it's Voices of the Old Ones. Mm-hmm. And yeah, they're both hilarious people. If you haven't seen Lanup's WinCon Be Gone video, go on YouTube, type in WinCon Be Gone, and you'll have a fantastic 4 minutes. That's great.
Yo, it's like two comedians that come together when it's like they're too funny. Oh man. Right. Enough of that. Let's talk about the seasonal run, yo. I don't know about you, but yo, first of all, okay, let me tell you how my seasonal run went.
Go for it, please.
Okay.
Top 32?
Okay. I wish. I would. But okay, all jokes aside, this is literally what happened, right? So I'm thinking about what kind of decks I want to bring, right? And I'm just like, bro, what if I'm trying to big brain this right here, right? I'm like, what if I bring 3 decks that counter Draven Scion, right? That's my
good place to start. It's a decent place to start,
right? So I lock in Nami.
Alright, continue. Big brain moment, Nami, yes.
I lock in Nami. I lock in GP TF. And I lock in dang, what was my third deck? It wasn't GP Sedge, obviously. What was that third deck? God damn it. Oh, it was Shellfolk. So I lock in those 3 decks, right? And
Okay.
my round 1 is Karma Ezreal, Lee Sin, and Viego.
Uh-oh.
I was already tilted.
There's a Scion. I was told there'd be Scion here.
I was already tilted. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I was like, okay, this is how this run is gonna be. Okay, got it. So
they were on Viego, Lee Sin, and what was the third one you said?
Karma Ezreal.
Yeah, so I think they were trying to target Scion too.
Basically, but they had a better lineup than me, and but to be honest, the games were close. But he ended up taking game 1, and then I ran into some weird deck for game 2. I ended up winning that. Then game 3 came around. It was Draven. It was a Draven Ion lineup. I smoked them. Game 4 came around. I don't know if you know Christmas time, but I faced him.
Oh, how'd that go?
It was so close, but he got me with Lee Sin, and he ended up smoking me. He smoked me 2 games with Lee Sin, bro. I should have banned Lee Sin. I should have banned Lee Sin. But what was his lineup? I'm pretty sure his lineup was Lee Sin. For sure, I remember that because that was the deck that smoked me. Shit, I can't remember his lineup, but I'm pretty sure it was a very Nami counter kind of lineup. Mm-hmm. So he basically just squeezed my Nami, and I'm sorry. What do you want me to do? It was 2 really bad matchups into Nami, and I was just like, damn, how am I supposed to win? But
sometimes that happens.
But it was close games, and so then I was already 2-2, and I was like, well, what do you want me to do?
I'd go enjoy your Saturday, you know?
But so after that, I was just chilling. I was just watching different people play and stuff like that, and I stumble upon Roji.
You queued into Roji?
No. I was watching him.
Oh, okay. I was like, wow.
No. And then I heard that you and him had a thing.
All right. So I guess I'll put this story as part of my my seasonals experience. Mm-hmm. So, I, much like you, wanted to have as many points into Scion Draven as possible. While playing a deck that I thought I was quite good at. I went like 40-10 on the ladder with it, trying to, qualify. And that deck was Field of Rush. And that Field of Rush is like 45-55 unfavored into Scion. But, like statistically speaking, but I feel pretty confident in the matchup. Like I went 40-10 on it in the ladder on the way up to qualification. So I was like, it's not the worst matchup in the world, at least for me specifically. So I brought Field of Rush, I brought Lee Sin, and I brought Viego. Viego and Lee Sin utterly clap Scion. They're heavily favored, and then Field of Rush is slightly unfavored. The good part about my lineup is that I also have kind of a hedged bet against the Ziggs Poppy lineup. Or not the Ziggs Poppy lineup, the Ziggs Poppy deck. Again, Field of Rush slightly unfavored, but I had a lot of experience in that matchup. And then Lee Sin claps it, and Viego destroys it as well. So I was like, all right, I'm going to be good at the Scion, and I'm going to be decent into Ziggs Poppy, which I thought would be 2 of the 3 most popular decks in the top 32. I was like, great, it's going to feel good. Round 1 happens. They're bringing Scion, they're bringing Poppy Ziggs, and I forget the third deck because I banned it. I was like, this is exactly what I wanted to face. This is like what I prepped for. Like, I have to win this. So I banned their third deck. I 2-0. I think I beat both decks, one after the other. I was like, cool, great, feeling good. Round 2 comes up. I'm going up against Scion again. Plunder. I don't remember the third deck because I banned it. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm just going to 2-0 Scion. And I wasn't really sure how the Plunder matchup would go, but I lost the Scion. I was just like,
Oh.
no, I needed a 2-0 Scion. I needed to 2-0 Scion. But I didn't. So I was like, alright, I need a 2-0 Plunder. So I play Lee Sin, and no, sorry. So I play Diego, and I win. I get that out. I was like, alright, now I just need to play Lee Sin against Plunder. I pull up my matchup table. I'm like, alright, I'm slightly favored. Great. Cue into the game. Game loads up. My mouse cursor gone. I don't have a mouse cursor to play this game.
Oh no.
But my mouse is like there. I just can't see it. So if I hover over a card, like the card will light up. And try playing a game without being able to see your cursor. It's very, very difficult. So I enabled my my deck tracker, the little overlay thing. Mm-hmm. And when my mouse was over the overlay, I could see it. So I was dragging my overlay around the screen, like using that as my mouse cursor. And then whenever I wanted to play a card, I would kind of go up a bit. But it took so much energy to try and like figure out where my mouse cursor was that I was blundering all over the place. I was tilted out of my mind. I'm glad I wasn't recording or streaming because I was saying very inappropriate things. Oops. And then, games like going okay, I start to lose because not paying attention to what my opponent's playing because I'm just focused on trying to play my own cards. I attack with Zoe into their Poro Cannon Daring Poro.
Oh, wow.
But the opponent's like, he must have a trick up his sleeve. So he just like lets it through. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm not paying attention at all. I'm about to lose, like about to hit surrender just because game's seemingly over. And then the opponent casts a warning shot during his GP attack with 3 barrels stacked on it. He just cast the warning shot and blew up all his barrels. And I was just like, oh my god, I'm going to win this game because my opponent just threw. And I have, like my opponent had like 1 card left in their hand and I was like, I'm going to win. I had a dragon popping out next turn, like, feeling good. Mm-hmm. Sweet, I win. I'm going to win despite this nonsense. Opponent draws a card. It's Field of Rush. I don't have Deny because I guess I'm not that good of a Lee Sin gamer to draw Deny. They cast Field of Rush and I lose. I was angry. I was so mad. I usually don't get like that mad at video games. I was infuriated because
all the
like
energy you put in.
Right, exactly. And to have it feel like it was robbed for me like twice. In the same game. I was just like, oh man, now I need to 7-0 the rest of seasonals. Like, that's rough.
Very.
So I lost that set. Super, super angry. And upset. Come back for round 3. I win round 3, so I'm 2-1 again. And then round 4 starts. And as you mentioned, I queued into Grandpa Roji. And for listeners who don't know, Grandpa Roji is like one of my scrim partners, one of my practice partners. I take a lot of advice from him because he's a really strong player. He was my podcast co-host when we were doing that. The Top Deck podcast, you can find it on Spotify.
Plug them in.
So I was super like upset that we queued into each other. We are on two of the three same decks. Mm-hmm. 2 of our decks are the same. And I ended up winning. So it's 4-1 going to the break. I eliminated Roji and felt terrible about it. And then come back from the break. I lose game 1, and I like misplay. I make one really bad misplay. Lose game 2, and there goes the whole seasonal run.
Wow.
Yeah, so I ended 4-2. I'm pretty proud of how I went with 4-2, especially considering one of them I lost because I didn't have a mouse.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty happy with 14.
Nah, that's dignified, fam. That means that yo, next season you coming in strong. You like, nah, this is my time.
One could hope. One could hope.
But nah, that's a story for the books though. No mouse, bro. I'm conceding.
Yeah. I could not believe it. I just like, this is seasonal. This was 2 months worth of effort leading up to this.
Oh no, that's
I had
too
an
much.
angry tweet about it. I added play Runeterra and everything.
That's wild. Oh yeah, yo, we didn't even talk about how long the break was. Oh my god, I feel bad for anybody that was like on like a really good run, and then that break came. Like yeah, Jason, so, like you know about Jason. I think he was.
Florent? Jason Florent?
Yeah, I think he was. He went up to the break, I believe.
You know what? I think he did. That's sounding right to me.
And then he lost game 1 right after the break.
Yeah. So for people who might not know, maybe you haven't played in a season or paid really close attention to the qualifying rounds, there's a scheduled break after 5 rounds. So for me, I was 4-1, and then there's a 1 hour break between rounds. That's normal. Let people eat. I think it was between round 6 and 7. There's a bug with the round starting. So they had to delay the round another hour after. And then there's another bug. And they had to delay it like another 15 minutes or something like that. So yeah, if I was still in contention, that would have been rough.
Fact.
Just sitting there for an extra hour and a half. It's tiring.
Just waiting for the round to start. Like, bro, I'm tilted already. I'm hella tilted. Like, I'm listening to lo-fi music at this point, because if I don't, I'm tilted.
Yeah. And you mentioned Jason Florent. After that kind of bug began to struggle, Majin Bay couldn't even finish the tournament. He had plans that he had to attend to in the evening, and because of the extra delay, he was unable to finish. So he dropped at 6-1.
Oh wow!
Yep,
that's crazy. Damn. Right. So I wonder if Jason made it. Because he didn't? Oh, wow. Because I know he was
He finished 7-2.
Wow.
And his ladder placement wasn't high enough to put him in the
in top 32.
Top 32, yeah.
Damn. That's crazy. Because I know people were like, bro, Jason's going to make it. He's old this time. I'm like, I tuned into the stream. I'm like, oh, snap, he's old, bro. He's definitely going to make it.
I think he's definitely one of the people like the entire community can root for, just because like he does so much for the community, and it seems like, I mean, we only see people on videos and their stream and whatnot. But he seems like a good guy, and he does a lot for the community, so people are like rooting for him. They're like, oh, maybe this is it. This is the one. And unfortunately, it didn't work out, but I'm sure he'll be back.
Yeah, no, I'm sure he's a strong player. I'm sure he'll be back. I'm pretty sure he'll be back. But it just sucks because I know, like you said, I didn't even know about Majin Bay, but it makes sense because I remember him saying something about him having plans and how, like, right after the season he was gonna do something. So yeah, it makes sense. But damn, that feels bad. Honestly, that feels bad. But yeah, dang, that hurts. Like. I'm just thinking about how I would feel if I was 6-1 and then that happened. I would have just been like, damn, they gonna do me like, you know what? I've been like, you know what, Ryan? I see what y'all trying to do. I would just be tweeting the whole time like, Ryan, I see what y'all trying to do.
Yeah, it is unfortunate. But ultimately they got to play the games, and unfortunately just the cards fell where they did.
Yeah. Yeah, it's unfortunate. But all right. Let's start talking about how did you make your lineup though? Because I talked about how I made, well, kinda went into, but I feel like me personally, I needed more practice because like I said before, I kind of felt burnout before I went to the seasonals. And I didn't even tell you how I won the gauntlet.
Oh yeah. I remember asking you.
Yeah.
I think you were streaming. I was like, "Hey, how many Prime Glories do you have?" And you were like,
Zero.
Yeah,
and I somehow wait, and then you were like, "Wait, how are you playing this?" You were probably looking at me like, "Wait, he's not Masters, so he had to get in through Gauntlet, right?"
So there was like one day you were online, and I was just like, "Oh man, I would ask him to scrim, but I don't think he made it." So I'm not gonna like ask you to scrim if you're not gonna be in the seasonal. And then the day of the seasonal, I like look at Twitch, and it's like We the Peoples is online. I'm like, what's he doing? And then I click on it. I was like, he made it. So yeah, tell me how
so I literally, I see the gauntlet, right? I'm like, you know what? Well, you know what? Fuck it. I'll just play. I'll play. What? You know what? Let's see what happens, right? So I literally win every single game.
Nice.
I win every game. Like, I mean, it's not even close. I'm just like, what? All right, well, guess I'm in.
There you go. Sometimes it's like that.
Sometimes it's just like that. And my lineup, what was my lineup? Oh, GP Sedge. Oh, I remember my lineup now. Oh my gosh, something's wrong with me. Okay, I remember my lineup now. So it was Darkness, it was GP, Twisted Fate, and Nami. That was my lineup. So I was, like I said, I was hard countering Draven Sion. That was my thought process. But I don't have enough practice with Darkness. I really don't.
Hard deck.
It is. I lost because of a lot of misplays, especially against Christmas time. I lost because of a lot of misplays, honestly. Because it's a deck they have to literally play perfectly, honestly. You do. Especially against a deck like Lee Sin, like, bro. You will go shield.
You should be winning that matchup.
You will go.
You should be beating Lee Sin.
What if you never draw mini morph? What if you never draw mini morph?
You just you have 3 in your deck, and you just, I don't know, draw mini morph. I don't know. It's like an 80-20 matchup.
You're right. I need to get back. I need to be a better gamer. You're right. My bad.
Just draw the card. I don't know.
I'm sorry. I'm just bad. I'm bad at the game, bro. Every good gamer gets mini morph in their opening hand against Lee Sin.
Yeah. Or you just play Loop Travelers.
Oh yeah, yo, that's dirty.
Come on.
That's dirty.
But the whole reason. Sorry to interject. The whole reason, I think, the reason why Lee Sin Zoe is running Scattered Pod is protection for Lee Sin to mini morph.
Yep.
It's insane. Anyway.
It really is though. Like, you don't want to get aloofed.
Yeah. I like talk about Roji again. I had a Zoe Lee Sin list that I was playing. I was bringing the seasonals, and I was screaming him, and he saw my list and he's like, "You need to run Scattered Pod." And I was just like, "Yeah, it doesn't seem good." And he's like, "It protects from Aloof Travelers." And I was like, "Oh, I guess I do have to run that. That makes a lot of sense."
Yep. You like, you don't hit my Lee Sin actually. You hit this card I didn't really want. Cool. Alright. So that was my lineup. I literally just remembered. I'm like, wait, it was a deck that I didn't really play. I know that for sure, but I couldn't remember exactly what deck. But when in the gauntlet, my decks were GP. It was just GP Sejuani instead of GP TF. That was the only difference. I played Darkness there too. Actually, I don't even know. I was like playing out of my mind that game. That day. I don't know. That should have been my seasonal run, honestly.
If only, right? If only.
I was playing out of my mind, honestly. But So like I said, the reason why I put together the 3 decks today was because Draven Scion. I looked at EU, it was everywhere, so I just was like, why not? But what about your decks? How did you make your lineup?
So, in this,
especially Viego, I'm very curious about that.
I said, hey Roji, let's get into Scion. He said, yeah, it's pretty good. I said, oh, cool. Yeah, but I'd say, like, I took a lot of inspiration from him. I mean, I took 2/3 of his lineup and just put it in my head.
And then beat him with it.
Yeah. Terrible friend. So I wanted to be given the Scion. So the meta seemed forged to me by 2 different decks, and these decks are opposite of one another. Nami, Zoe, and Scion Drake.
Yep.
So I was like, all right, I have to pick one of these decks to at least be kind of good into. Because if I don't, if I ever run into a lineup with both of them, I just auto lose. And they're going to be prevalent anyway, so I might as well be good into one of them and decide to ban the other.
Yep.
I decided that I didn't want to play against Lisa and Zoe. Because Zoe Nami.
Zoe
I
Nami.
think I made a mistake. The 2 decks that forge meta, Nami, Zoe.
I knew what you meant, but you're right. For the readers, I mean for the listeners, right. Yeah. He meant Nami, Zoe.
Right. And they are absolutely like opposite of each other. Their matchup tables are pretty much opposite.
Yep.
Zoe Nami's good into Scion, and Scion's good into like everything else.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So I felt that Nami Zoe is a deck that just like the combo nature of it, like when the deck wants to win, it's just gonna win. Mm-hmm. So to me, it felt like if I was trying to make a lineup to beat Zoe Nami, I might lose to it anyway.
Yep. And
those decks typically like just aren't generally good outside of Ziggs Pop.
Yep.
So I was like, so I could play bad decks, hope I run into Zoe Nami, and maybe lose to it anyway. Or I could play decks that I think are good, that are decent into Scion Draven. Like, alright, I'll go with that option. So I want to be good into Scion Draven. And I was like, what goes in a Scion Draven line? Like maybe it could be good against multiple decks in the Scion Draven line. And that's how I settled on Field Rush, Lisa, and Viego, because Lisa and Viego happen to be very good with or against Ziggs Poppy Burn and Draven Scion. And then the next kind of best option for me available that's kind of good into both of those, slightly unfavored to both, but it's fine, was Field Rush. And I would just come off on a hot streak on Field Rush, so I was like, alright, that's going to be my lineup. And it worked out pretty well. So I think just in general, when trying to figure out what decks you want to bring, you want to find out like what's driving the meta, what makes certain decks good or bad against the field. Usually you could just go on Mobalytics and like search by play rate. And then you can figure that out. And then you want to be good into 1 or 2 of them as possible.
Yep. I agree.
Without being terrible into everything else.
That is, yep. I agree with everything you just said. That's usually what you want to do, honestly. Sometimes that could be more difficult than others because I feel like maybe the last season though it was a little bit more difficult because I feel like there were a plethora of decks that were just like really good. Personally,
yeah,
that's how I feel. But when the meta is like that wide, it's really hard to like, oh, I want my lineup to be like this. But this season was a little bit easier than past seasonals because you could just be like, oh, I know the best 2 decks. They're Nami Zoe and Draven Scion. So what count is that?
Yeah. So also one of the cool things about like or not one of the cool things. One of the follow-up question to maybe someone would be, well, why don't you just play the Scion Draven?
Yeah.
If it's the best deck. And I'm like, fair question. The answer for me is I didn't want to play the mirror. I did not want to play a Scion Draven against Scion Draven because like I play my Aloof Travelers and then they just get a 4/3 in their hand that has Challenger. So I don't know. I just wasn't comfortable in the mirror, so I was like, I'm not gonna play the mirror. And kind of the same thing goes for Zoe Nami. It's like who draws Nami and is able to level it, as early as possible. So I just didn't want to play the mirrors because I wasn't comfortable.
Yeah, I feel that. Honestly, me personally, the reason why I brung Nami is because I just love the deck. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm a filthy casual. I'm sorry. I just love the deck. Honestly, I feel really comfortable playing it into almost anything, and it feels like a Zeralia. Honestly, I just love it. I love elusives. I'm casual.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. You're allowed to play the best deck.
Like, I'm not even gonna lie to you. Ever since it came out, I just liked it. So I was like, fuck it. I'm just gonna put it in the lineup. But Darkness, Optima actually talked me into bringing that because at first I feel like my lineup was really trash. Like I was gonna bring exactly what you said. I was gonna bring Draven Scion like an idiot. I was gonna bring Nami, and I was gonna bring GP Twisted Fate. That was gonna be my lineup, right? But then
Ryan, like it's not bad. I don't think.
But it doesn't do anything. That's the thing. And Optimum was telling me that, and I was like, oh, you know what? You're right. I literally just, if people bring decks like your lineup, I just instantly fold to that. So what am I gonna do? Am I gonna beat Viego? Am I gonna beat Lee Sin?
You're right.
I don't have two bands.
Yeah.
No, I would most definitely lose to your lineup because here's the thing with a lot of people don't understand about best of threes when it comes to especially in Runeterra right now. You make lineups to counter one specific deck because then you make it impossible for your opponent to take a game off you. That's literally how you build the lineup. Like how Doey was saying earlier, it was like you make your lineup to win, basically win 2 games against one of their decks. So when you, but it's actually it becomes really hard when you lose one of those games.
And here's the problem. So you could probably find like 3 really cheesy decks that are just really good into Zoe. Actually, let's make it Tahm Kench Nami. Tahm Kench Nami, I don't think can lose to Zoe Nami. It just can't. It's probably like 90-10. It's very hard to lose to Zoe Nami's Tahm Kench Nami. But it turns out Tahm Kench Nami against everything else sucks. It's terrible. So if you bring like this I'm gonna beat Nami lineup, you run into a problem. And that is some lineups that you're gonna face just won't have Nami in. And then you're like, well, what do I do? So I think like kind of targeting one lineup is good. Like you want to have similar matchup tables against, maybe the best 2 or 3 decks, and then still kind of be good. But if you like hyper super hard target a lineup, you might realize that like I can match up against people who aren't playing it because for whatever reason.
Yeah. No, that's true. That is 100% true. It's a lot easier when we have metas where it's like a TF Fizz rather than like 2 really good decks. Like right now we have 2 really good decks. It's Nami and it's also Draven Scion, and it's not like there's this one TF Fizz deck that everybody wants to counter, because that kind of lineup works in that kind of meta where it's like it's one really really good deck and people are obviously gonna bring it, so you make a lineup that counters it like completely. Like just if they bring it, they lose.
What if I told you the most popular decks in the seasonal open rounds are in less than 50% of lineups?
Wow.
That is true facts.
That wouldn't surprise me though, honestly.
Yeah, so that's why like hard targeting one and then sacking yourself, and it ain't gonna get you there.
Mm-hmm.
Because in round 6, that one guy needs to not bring it, and then you just lose.
Yep.
Or whatever.
It's at least gonna be really hard matches. It's gonna be really grindy hard matches, and yep. I don't think anybody wants to play really hard grindy matches in a tournament run, because that drains your mental. Like, you're just like, dang, I have to play 3 more matches and win, and I'm facing this guy. He just didn't bring the one deck. Like, God, bro, why?
So, exactly, right? So I think you want to be like favored into what's good,
mm-hmm.
and even into everything else. If you could do that, then I think you're on the and that'll be different for everyone, right? Like everyone else in the world, and myself included, thinks to like Feel the Rush is unfavored against, and I'm like, yeah, it probably is unfavored into Draven's Slam, mm-hmm. but I don't feel too uncomfortable with it. Like, I might be 49% or 48% in that matchup, and I'm like, 48%? My skill has to give me more than 2 percentage points, right? If not, then I'm never gonna win.
Fact.
Ever. So it's like, all right, like I can accept, a 2% unfavored rate in a tournament kind of setting like that.
Yep, I feel you on that. That was about all, to be honest. When it comes to the seasonal though, I to be honest, I did enjoy it. I did enjoy it, and I like seasonal time, honestly. What was else? I literally just lost my train of thought because I was gonna say something. Oh, so tomorrow, I don't know if you know, Doughy. I don't think I messaged you, but tomorrow we're supposed to be having another Lunatic Fringe tournament tomorrow.
Nice. That's awesome.
I don't know if you have time to cast
tomorrow.
Yeah,
I should.
Okay. So
tomorrow's what, Wednesday?
Yes.
Yeah. Right now, I don't see why I wouldn't be able to.
Okay.
Unless you're... Assume, yes, I can cast, and if for some reason I can, I'll send you a message on Discord.
Gotcha. But for anybody that doesn't know, I mean, the logo is right there for anybody that doesn't know. But I'm part of Lunatic Fringe. Lunatic Fringe. I don't know why my mouth wouldn't pronounce that. But anyways, I'm part of the team, and every Wednesday I'm trying to organize tournaments for Runeterra. So come join, because we need more people. We try.
Can I talk about weekly tournaments?
Yeah, for sure.
The Runeterra community is about to pop off. You have you and Lunatic Fringe on Wednesdays. Runeterra Academy, which was an League of Legends community, mm-hmm. they're having a weekly tournament on Thursdays. And I think Mastering Runeterra is having a weekly tournament on Tuesdays, or they're thinking about starting it on Tuesday. I think might be Wednesday. Not sure, but we're about to have some weekly tournaments midweek, and I'm so happy for it. I'm so ready for it. Just keep up the good work, man.
Yeah. No, I think
keep me busy on Wednesdays. I need to cast.
No, I think we need to have more tournaments, to give people more time to actually try out a lot of these decks. Scrimming is good. Don't get me wrong. Scrimming is amazing, but not everybody has access to those things. So I think if we allow more people to get access to being able to play into tournaments and stuff like that, maybe I wouldn't go 7-0. I mean, maybe I wouldn't go straight on gauntlet runs, because people don't understand how to fake lineups. I don't mind it. I don't mind it, but I'm trying to help out everybody in the community and stuff like that get better.
Yeah, definitely. Tournaments they're so much fun, but they're like a different beast. It's different than the ladder. So someone might be like a pretty good, ladder player, or let's call pretty good platinum plus, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they show up to the tournament and they're like, I don't know what to do. And then they lose all the time. They don't know what and it's because the tournament format's just different. Constructing a lineup is different. Picking a deck to ban is different. Teching your ladder lineup or your ladder deck for what you expect to see in the field to like gain percentage points in various matchups. That's different. That's not something you do in the ladder.
Yep.
So yeah, being a tournament player is just different. It's a lot of fun. I'd recommend it to everyone. Everyone should play in tournaments as much as they can, especially in the Lunatic Fringe tournament, weekly on Wednesdays. That'd be the best one. Only the best players sign up, including you, the listener. Instantly better elo as soon as you hit sign up for that tournament. Instantly get better. Anyway,
couldn't agree anymore.
Yes,
bro.
tournaments are great.
Appreciate that. Is there anything else I want to say? I'm trying to remember. I wrote these notes, but like I don't really follow them. I just write them.
It's like I'm over here. You have like 5 more topics. We could go.
Yeah, no, I think that was all the points that I wanted to hit. Doughy, did you have anything else to add?
I think that's it. Thank you for having me on now.
Of course, yo, anytime, bro. Probably, I'm trying to see. Wait, today's Tuesday, right? Yes. Okay, so I'm trying to see if I can make the podcast every single Tuesday now, because like I said, I have organized my schedule around this now. So hopefully, every Tuesday around this time, like 8, we started around like 8:05 or something like that. So I'll have time to do the podcast and stuff like that. We can talk about some Runeterra stuff. I like talking about tournaments. I like talking about lineups. To be honest, it's something that has restarted my love for the game. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like coming up with lineups, coming up with.
I'm telling you, I'm online a lot in the evening. Send me a message, right? Use that keyboard. Say, hey, let's play a script. I promise you, I'm like, yeah, let's get it. Like, get it. Let's hop in the Discord. Let's go over play.
Yeah.
We'll do VOD review at the end. Dude, I love it. I love that.
That sounds pretty cool. But all right, I'm gonna sign this one off here. Appreciate everybody that made it to the end, and we'll be here. Well, Doughy, will you be back next week?
Am I invited?
Yo, you're always invited, fam.
I'm always. Then yes, keep me busy, man. I'm busy now on Tuesdays and Wednesdays because I'm with you, doing stuff you're doing.
Alright, that's amazing, bro. So Doughy will be back next week, same time, same place, and appreciate everybody for coming on by. I see Unhinged in the chat. Appreciate you, bro. But we'll sign this one off here. All right. See you guys in the next one. Peace out.